Today, on Another Note.
2 words, keto diet. I've heard about it. I've tried it. It did not work.
Are you losing weight because you're doing the HCG injection or drops, or are you losing weight because you're under eating, you're starving your body? In anything in terms of getting your weight under control, it is going to be lifestyle change.
God just dropped in my spirit, you need to finish that song now. Now is the time.
In Irma?
During Irma. He told me, don't have any fear. You are my strength in the midnight hour, hope in my darkest hour. Jesus, you are. So the song just finished at
Giving me
that
goosebumps.
time.
Today we want to concentrate on reincarnation. People believe that we were here first, and then we come back as somebody else, or a dog, or a cat.
I just know that my soul doesn't die. What's wrong with that? But I don't think I come back as a dog or something.
A butterfly. Pretty butterfly. The history has factual information that I will not disregard. So I will not just say it's in Jesus' hands, it's because it's a spiritual realm that don't belong to me. No. Welcome to On Another Note, where we're not your average talk show, and that's why you're watching.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how was your week, ladies?
Fantastic.
Not mine, but I'm here.
I'm wearing my BVI dress. I'm just fantastic.
I don't know, she's
The
like
whole
a
week was
walking
just amazing, and this
statue
is amazing.
of Vigilante.
Yes.
The statue of Vigilante.
I'm feeling
I'm proud of
myself.
that. Well, I don't even know. We're not supposed to put that plug in there, but we're going to put the plug in anyway for Duo Collection again.
Thank
you know,
you.
Nadia, she's amazing. But we're just going to go straight into our topics for the day because we have so much to discuss and so many to get out there.
Absolutely.
2 words, keto diet.
I've thought about that.
I've heard about it. I've tried it. It did not work.
Tell us what is a keto diet?
Yes, my bad. Let's talk about the keto diet. So there's several versions of the keto. It's actually the ketogenic diet.
Okay.
Now, I'm not
I
a doctor.
like that terminology because that actually helps us to clarify what that diet is doing for your body. So that's
right. It's a whole. But before I go into the personal aspect,
Okay.
let's just go into the ketogenic diet. Apparently, there's like several different standards, but I'm just gonna give you the real one because that one's too long to read. It's a diet. Some people say they hate the word diet because it's like die, but ketogenic diet is a high protein, high fat, low to zero carbs,
yes.
and no fruit, no sugar. Just greens. So even if you were thinking like, okay, maybe I can eat carrots and bananas and stuff, is like not really. It's just your high protein, whatever that meat is. And there's like, I don't really think there's any real restrictions on the meat as long as it's a protein. And the fat, so you can have cheese and creams. And like if you're gonna use butter, use real gold butter, not no margarine, not no watered down type of substitute. And just your dark green leafy vegetables. So
I gotcha.
I just want to just give it to Dr. Shaq because I'm like, from my point of view.
Before you give it to Dr. Shaq, well, actually the doctor. Yeah, actually to the doctor. I mean, somebody like me, I'd be confused because you hear advice from people who's supposed to be professional. Stay away from the dairy. Stay away from the fat. And so I'm hearing about this keto diet now, encouraging people to consume fats and diet.
But let me put in the reason why. There's
Break
a
it
lot
down
of
for
there's
me.
a lot of celebrity buzz about the ketogenic diet of persons doing it and not even doing it for a long time, but they really see the results in their weight loss. So once people find something that works and you still get to enjoy some of your favorite foods, you can still eat chicken wings, you can still eat whatever meat, because sometimes meat is always the problem. And if you can have a steak with some cream spinach or cream or cream spinach and a Caesar salad, then it's like, I don't miss the potatoes or the rice doesn't really seem that bad after all by omitting it. And there's a couple of celebrities, even makeup artists. There's one girl on Instagram that I love to follow. Her name is Black Keto Girl, but I think her name is Kendra. and she is a beautiful black woman, and she, it was like no pun intended. I have a reason why I'm smiling, but Kendra was like 270-ish pounds at her heaviest, and she suffered with she was pre-diabetic. She had, so what's that lady problem?
PCOS?
Yeah,
polycystic ovarian syndrome.
So she was told that she couldn't or wouldn't be able to have children.
Gotcha.
And then she started doing different fads, different diets, lost weight. But every time she kept doing something along the lines of keto, she got pregnant. And she lost crazy weight, got real slim, and then boop, she got pregnant. And she said, oh, wait a minute, look at Jesus. Take that. And then she gained weight again, lost it again, and got pregnant again too. So I think it also has some advantages with healing say it again.
The PCOS.
That I can't say it. But
PCOS is easy because a lot of the British we use PCOS. But what this diet is really doing is really pushing. Well, they sell it as increasing your metabolism. So when you eat this ketogenic diet, essentially what's happening is this. You remember we spoke in a previous on another note episode where I spoke about diabetes, right? And we talk about the access of the sugar into the cell, with the insulin being the key to get in. So when you eat carbs, your body metabolizes as glucose, as sugar. That is your sugar, right? And you're taking it out of your diet. But I mean, we do need some kind of carb, because essentially what the ketogenic diet is doing is once you remove the carbohydrates from your diet, you kind of force your cells into a starvation mode. And essentially, you're going to start producing the byproducts of that starvation, and you make ketones. This is why it's ketogenic. So you lose weight because of that burn that's happening. You are going to metabolize all of your stores that are inside of your cells, producing those ketones. Now, when you do produce ketones, not saying that all the times is bad. I'm sure that whoever developed the ketogenic diet, they have some rationale behind of it. They probably have some studies behind of it. But when you're diabetic and this happens to you, so for example, your blood glucose level is really high, it doesn't mean that inside the cell the glucose level is high, because it has no access to the cell. So essentially your cells start spitting out these ketones because it's there in starvation in that cellular atmosphere. And then you're starting to actually urinate ketones. And in some sense of the word, ketones, we read that in medicine as like starvation. So it's actually not a good sign in a diabetic to come in with actually passing out ketones. So I don't know if the ketogenic diet is great and fantastic for everyone, because I could see the risk it may carry for a person who's already diabetic or predisposed to diabetes, and then you're increasing these ketones, and then you get the side effects of ketones. Your kidneys must also filter these things, so I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it has to, diets are within reason.
Right. So Adri, you tried it?
No, I haven't tried it. No, I've had one good friend of mine that tried the ketogenic diet, and then she broke up with the rash. They call it a keto rash, and she was like, "Oh no, thank you. I can't afford to go to work looking like this." It's like she just broke out in hives. So I don't know if it was like the high levels of protein or whatever. But I know the same girl that I follow on Instagram. She has the test, the kit. And she
check her ketones,
to check the ketones, and if she's in ketosis, that's what she calls it. The tab is like a purpley pinkish color, and if she's not in ketosis, it's like a yellow color. So she knows whenever she cheats on the diet, it will go into a yellow. If she drinks alcohol, because all those things you can't do. Well, I think she makes one exception for vodka or something, and she just drinks it straight, no chaser, no fruit juice, no nothing.
But I mean, ketosis actually reads as dehydration. You have to understand that there are two things. It's like two parallel worlds happening. Your extracellular things, whatever you're seeing happening outside of your cells, and then the intracellular part of your human, your body, is actually starving, dehydrated, and for me, the philosophy of having diabetic ketoacidosis is where my brain go to. But I suppose if somebody doesn't have diabetes, then it may not matter to them to be in
this girl had it. I
ketosis,
think
because
she
this is a very popular diet.
It's
that's out there.
very
So
popular.
I would have to
mean,
do a little bit more reading in essay.
the people losing weight is very appealing to me.
But what's the longevity of it? Like, do you think
she's a black keto girl? That's her brand now, and even all these other.
So she's gonna live on the keto.
She's gonna live on keto, but I think she's in her own journey, learning more about what the upkeep is, and I think at some point she will have to do something different, even for a moment, to reset and then go again. But this girl lost a whole lot of weight. She went from 270, and I think she's like 160. I think she's 160 now, and she got a boob lift, she got a tummy tuck. She's like, she have her 2 babies, a boy and a girl, she's done. And she's just like, she said it's like 10 years off of her, and there's no way she's going back.
Adrianna mentioned something that when you're doing the keto, you don't consume fruits because I guess sugars. Does the body
high in fat? But I think you can consume fruits. It's just low carbs. But remember, some of those fruits are sugary. So
that's what I'm getting at. Doctor. So the body actually reads the sugars from the fruits just the same way as, you know.
I mean, in terms of it is carbohydrates. It is sugar is carbohydrates, you know, so it's different. You get it in different forms. So you have complex sugars and you have simple sugars. So the simple ones are your simple syrups, your granulated white sugar, those things that are manufactured, so to speak. Those complex carbohydrates or complex sugars are more like those ground provision things, whole grain, that family of things, where your body actually has to go through a secondary, a more complex process to break it down for your use. Which is why, for any diet, I wouldn't encourage no carb. I'll just use smart carbs. You know what I mean? Use complex
but people
carbs.
want results and they want them now. So if I know I have
wedding to go to.
Sakalan Nali coming up. No, I mean, if I have Poker Run coming up, if I do have Sokalan, like Carnival, I have Easter coming up, I have so many different things, and I just need a little 15 gone kind of real fast. I will just have to go into my hole and leave me because I'm very hangry when I am not eating carbs-ish. So it's even for a temporary fix. Like, I know, let's just dive right into it. I did HCG some years ago, way before Izzy, and let me tell you, that was interesting. I did it twice or 3 times. I did it twice. I did it for 40 days, and then I did it for another 30 days, and I took a break in between. So what's the difference? I know, but what's the difference from your perspective on keto and HCG?
Well, keto is not necessarily adding any supplementations to you. That one is genuinely telling you how to adjust your diet and generate a mode of starvation within your person. Now, when you do the HCG diet, the HCG stands for the human chorionic gonadotropin. So that is something that a lot of moms would have been familiar with hearing that. Like when you're
HCG positive.
Beta HCG positive, I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant, but I'm just saying that's the thing that you look out for. So it is something that your body naturally produce. Okay. So essentially, when you're just in your early pregnancy, the spike in that hormone is what you look at as the marker of pregnancy. Now, after maybe your first trimester, so it gradually just kind of decreases over time. But the HCG diet is actually giving you back that hormone, either in the form of injections, in the form of drops or sprays. You're getting back that hormone to actually diminish your appetite.
So HCG is an appetite suppressant?
So I mean, first of all, I want to say I'm not knocking any of these fads or these crash diets, but I'm going to say that the FDA has already said that the HCG diet is unhealthy and it's fraudulent, because not only are you taking in this hormone, you're also having this highly restrictive diet. You're supposed to take 500 calories a day. That's like one meal. Right? You're encouraged to drink a lot of water, of course, mineral oils, And the next thing, the mineral oil. If you didn't know, mineral oil is a laxative.
Yep.
So you're telling me you're going to give me something to suppress my appetite, which AKA they sell it as increase your metabolism. You're going to give me a starvation diet, a diet of under 500 calories, and then you're going to laxative me. Do you guys see where the FDA would say that this is fraud? Are you losing weight because you're doing the HCG injection or drops, or are you losing weight because you're under eating, you're starving your body, and then you're doing laxatives? So it's like a triple whammy. So essentially, it's not necessarily a healthy way. What we should promote is doing weight loss the good way, right? There is a way where you can actually train yourself to have a healthy diet. Increase your regular protein level. So high protein always is good, yes. But then you're going to then, of course, get an appropriate portion of complex starch. If you could take all of the simple starches out of your diet, you've technically won. And then, let me just say this, you have to exercise. I know we always
hear that. Nobody, everybody.
But then you're going to have to be real about your diet, because all of the trainers out there can tell you your body is 80% your diet and 20% what, 80% your diet and 20% the gym and workout.
Yep.
So you can, this is why people work out infinity and sometimes you don't lose
Not a
weight.
pound.
And then you remember let's go back to the ketogenesis or the ketogenic diet. When persons who say, oh doc, I don't eat a lot at all, right? They would start and say, okay, they only eat like fruits for breakfast and then starve the entire day. But essentially, by the evening time, you have thrown your body into ketosis without doing this special ketogenesis diet. But that is AKA starvation. So now when you eat your next meal, what your body is going to do after starvation is it's going to grab all of the stores to replenish the stores that you would have thrown out of your body in the form of starvation. So you're going to have this yo-yoing effect. So when you go into starvation, you overstore on your next meal. So that's where you can not eat and still gain a ton of weight. You understand? So I have a friend, actually a colleague, her name is Dr. Charlene Lewis. She actually just finished her diploma in weight management and doing it the healthy way. She is trained in managing obesity, and what she also has is this support group. So what's really important and why I bring her up is because in anything in terms of getting your weight under control, it is going to be lifestyle change. I don't support diets because diets promote yo-yo behavior. So you're gonna do it now for an activity or an event, and then you rebound, especially, particularly the beta HCG diet. You cannot continue to pay for the shots infinity. Let's say you decide to stop after, usually the course runs about 3 months or so, 3 to 4 months or so, right?
No, it's like 40 days.
Right, but you can go, the injections are 40 days, but they kind of promote
it's a stages. So the first 40 days is like you intend, you take the shots, you take an appetite suppressant, and you still you do take a laxative, and you're still on the strict diet.
Exactly.
And then the second stage, you get to introduce more calories. So your 500 will go up to maybe 1200, but you're still restrictive on your carbs and no shots. And then the next stage, you introduce better carb, we call them more complex carbs. So you introduce more complex carbs, like maybe wheat bread, maybe. But I guess you're right, that whole transition, it changes the way that you eat too. So I'm thinking that maybe it's like this Jedi mind.
It's like a psychological
because you're so restrictive on your calories that you're not eating, that by the time you do eat that piece of chicken wing, after you haven't had chicken wings in about 40 days, it's like, this chicken wing salty. Or this, you have 2 bites of the bread and you're full. So psychologically, you don't want the sandwich that you've craved for the last 40 days.
And let's talk about what happens after you're finished with the diet. Did you regain the weight? Okay, because
not as drastic though.
No, but some people actually double their previous weight size.
I got pregnant.
Okay, you don't count. You don't
got
count,
pregnant.
Adrianna. You don't count.
Hooked it, no
But
lie.
usually what happens is when you eat now, you go back into storage mode, and so you regain the weight. So the longevity of those diets are not the best idea. This is why I actually think maybe one of these times we'll get Dr. Lewis to come on here and talk to us about what her support group is like, because she also has a support group where she actually counsels ladies about getting them in tune with a trainer, getting them in tune with a dietitian, helping them to meal plan. So being proactive and disciplined is what keeps your weight off. But in terms of the other ways around just doing these diets, I just consider them crash diet. And I would actually say that the beta-HCG diet is not healthy. Although it's a fad and people want to spend money on it, that's great. But when you have 90% of the persons who have been on the beta-HCG diet regain the weight and then some, then you probably would assume that this is probably
Doctor, I
not
like that you
working
say
out.
that probably we should get your friend, your colleague to come here on the show, because there I am looking at you and thinking, oh, she's slim, she don't know what people talking about.
Oh.
She's saying, you know, just avoid this and you're halfway there. But I believe though that persons who are not slim, and perhaps this is another show, think differently. I think I've read that before. And so you actually need somebody who have been on the other side to me, who have lost weight and can testify about the struggle, to really talk to persons so persons can buy into it and, you know, become success stories.
Absolutely. And when we do speak to Dr. Lewis, she'll also talk about the struggles with after you lose the weight and having loose skin, you know, and what do you do there?
Cut it
tightening that up. Not everybody can afford cutting it off. They can do non-invasive
I
things
can't-
at
I
Riverderm
can't cut it off.
too. But
Yes!
I'm just saying, we'll get to that on another show. But that actually was our health note as well. So
Yeah, so
I'm pretty
we just
excited about that.
2 for 1 special here.
2 for 1 special. But we'll definitely talk a lot more about diet and healthy weight loss, rather, which is the healthy way forward.
So I know that was a mouthful, all this diet talk, but just stay with us, bear with us. We know you want to know how to get that summer body right, but healthy.
Yes.
So stay tuned, guys. We'll be back. Also, we have a special guest to break up all this fat talk. No, okay. Only I can say that. And
No comment.
Stay tuned, guys, for On Another Note.
God just dropped in my spirit, you need to finish that song now. Now is the time.
Irma?
During Irma, he told me, don't have any fear. You are my strength in the midnight hour, hope in my darkest hour, Jesus you are. So the song just finished at
Giving me
that
goosebumps.
time.
Today we want to concentrate on reincarnation. People believe that we were here first, and then we come back as somebody else, or a dog, or a cat.
I just know that my soul doesn't die. But I don't think I come back as a dog or something.
A butterfly. Pretty butterfly.
The history has factual information that I will not disregard. So I will not just say it's in Jesus' hands because it's a spiritual realm that don't belong to me. No.
Shavanda Naturals, handmade natural products made in the British Virgin Islands. Our products are sourced from natural and sometimes organic ingredients. Shavanda Naturals is the perfect gift for your loved one this season. Try our hair and body butters, natural handmade bar soaps, lip balms, shampoos, conditioners, oils, pomades, and scrubs. Also available for wholesale to hotels, bed and breakfast, as well as retail markets. Call us at 443-5404 or send us an email at shavanda@gmail.com.
At Blossoms, our floral experts use their creative flair to design beautiful and exotic bouquets. We are the on-island wedding experts, and for boating enthusiasts, we can help you to add a touch of floral elegance, life, and color to your yacht, mega yacht, or super yacht. You can also find a wide variety of silk and dried flower designs, fresh cut flowers, local flowers, tropical blooms, fruit and gourmet baskets, chocolates, balloons, both helium and air-filled, various gift items, and an assortment of plush animals. With a floral experience spanning over 28 years, we have earned a reputation for excellence both locally and internationally. We've even worked with celebrities. At Blossoms, we continue to deliver smiles and watch our customers bloom.
Welcome back to On Another Note, ladies. We talked about all this, getting your body right for the summer now, but we're going to go switch gears on to a lovely guest, Miss Kendra Penn. Welcome her.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't want to get anything wrong, so I'm going to refer to my little helper right here. So you were born in the USVI.
Correct.
But you were raised in the Virgin Islands.
Correct.
And you started singing at the age of 8.
Correct.
So tell us now, in your transitioning, you have a hit, or your first single was Jesus You Are in 2018. In your journey in being a woman and just life on a whole, why you're now pursuing music now as opposed to so long ago when you knew you had the gift? When you knew you could blow at 8. What took you so long? Yeah. 2018.
Everything in God's timing. That will be the best answer.
Right. Shut it down.
You have the. I didn't even know I had the talent. Your grandparents are always the ones to see you and know that she has this, she has that, he has that. So my grandmother put me up on stage with 2 of my cousins to sing, and we got a standing ovation, and they made us sing again. But when you're growing up, you're young, you want to be dating, you're studying your parents, you could care less. Basically, that's what it was. I got pregnant at the age of 15 with my daughter. So that was another, throwback in my life. And again, you don't know what you want to do where you're at. You just know that you have this voice. You love to sing, but you don't know what to do with it. So after I moved back from St. Thomas in 2007, I worked for a trust company, and I had one of my colleagues said, Kendra, come, you're always in the office, because everywhere I go, I'm always singing. So I could be vexed, you wouldn't even know, because I'm always singing. So she said, come, I want to come to my church, which was in King Garden Bay. And from there, the journey started. And that was 11 years ago. Well, now makes 12. March made 12. 12 years.
So now you know that you are this singer. Why gospel as opposed to any other genre?
I actually, when I was out in the secular, I used to sing for a band in St. Croix named Route 1 Reggae. But the funny thing is, I was never drawn to it. That's as how I am to gospel. With gospel, I love to see people, the interaction, to see them feel when you hit this, like the spirit just takes them over.
They be like, the whole, you get chills.
You are doing your praise and worship, and you are into it, and it really helps you to
something about
feel
gospel
connected.
music is just a lot soulful. It's just
And I feel that. And the funny thing with me, I'm not just I'm not just a worshiper, because trust me, I can get on doing the up-tempo, reggae, whatever you put me to do. So I am that mixture, but I have always been drawn to gospel. If I'm not doing it, I don't feel good.
It's your calling.
Yes.
So I want to know the moment that you said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pursue it. I'm going to go in and get in the studio. I'm going to write, or I'm going to get some writers together. What was that moment like?
Well,
And who was the first person you called, or what was that night in the studio like? I want to know. I want to be the fly.
Well, the journey was a long journey. I will tell you that. The journey took 4 years, because it actually started, I was singing backup on the praise team, and God just dropped those 3 words, Jesus You Are. So I had those words for time, and I actually wrote the song myself. And I wrote like maybe the first verse and another part of it. But again, you're going through the transition, you're going through this, you're going through that. And what happened is, my other sister, Gabrielle Dene, she had a concert in St. Thomas, and for some reason she couldn't go. So her brother, which is my producer, Brent Hoyt, he called me and he said, listen, last minute, the concert is Saturday. And he called Sunday, he called me Saturday night. Wow. We need you to come to St. Thomas. We need you to perform. And I'm like, when is the concert? Tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my God, the reception of the people. I was like, if I did that in a couple hours, imagine what I can do with many hours preparation. So that's where it all started. And then during Hurricane Irma, being in the laundry with my 2 kids with windows, you just seeing white outside. I was like, God, all I want you to do is just keep the roof, if you just keep us safe. And I know maybe that was a cry of so many people. And at that point, my phone still had battery, so I was through my phone, and God just dropped in my spirit, you need to finish that song now. Now is the time. During Irma. During Irma. And trust me, it was crazy at that time. It wasn't even in the soothing part in the beginning. It was in the crazy part. And I'm so glad that you said midst. You know why? Because at that time, he gave me the second verse late in the midnight hour. He's going to turn it around. So it was like, he told me, don't have any fear. You are my strength in the midnight hour. Hope in my darkest hour. Jesus, you are. So the song just finished at
Giving me
that
goosebumps.
time. The song just finished at that time. And I was like, Brent, you're still going through the process of getting over this whole hurricane, seeing the devastation of how we were here in the BVI. I got in the studio and it was history on September I finished, and it was released in October. So that's the process.
So now you're this local celebrity, you walking around. How you feel when people come up to you and like, girl, I hear your song, or your song helping me go through whatever or get through whatever? Like how has that in your position feel?
I think it's surreal still. I don't think it has hit me yet where or what people see me as. I don't think it has hit me yet. But I will tell you this, the song has impacted young people. And I love to hear the young people come up and say, that's the Jesus you are, lady. And I'm So to see that I'm impacting them, and then what God is doing as well, he is taking situations that I went through, relationships, work, church hurt, and he's now putting young women in my line that I now can minister to them and walk them through. So I'm like, but it's just surreal. It doesn't seem.
And the right now, this era of where gospel music is in the Virgin Islands, I'm really appreciative of what's happening with the progressive ministries movement. Is that what you got? I mean, they put on so many different concerts. They have music that is engaging, forums where persons who don't typically go to church, but they may go to these events and they can get a word and they can hear your music and be blessed. So I am really, really appreciative of what's happening in the gospel world.
Me too.
Right now is amazing.
You brought up Gabrielle and you brought up Brent. And like you said, the gospel arena right now in the BVI, it's surreal. It's to another level that we haven't really seen it at. So what is that like to have that group of that support group, this movement? What is that like for you as a singer in gospel?
I would say one word: family. That's what it is. We're like a family, and it's no competition with any of us, because at the end of the day, each of us has a special gift that would touch a specific set of persons. So family for me.
Speaking about family, what about your children? How your children feel to see that their mommy is a superstar?
Well, my 5-year-old, he's like, Mommy, you're going out again. That's the 5-year-old. And the 20-year-old, I must say, she is in her 3rd year of college in Atlanta, and she is her mom. Everything, Mommy, you were on. Mommy, I like that outfit. That's so just my kids. I go for it.
Any of them got your gift, your talent?
Pardon, my son.
Oh,
my son, the 5-year-old, the
What?
20-year-old.
Complainer? Because I have a 4-year-old.
Yeah,
Complain. Well, I really enjoy you being here. I'm looking at you and I'm like, you know, like anyone ever compared you to like Tasha Cobbs? And,
yes.
and saying like, you're our BVI, Tasha Cobbs even better, like, you're our Kendra coming up. And
So let me tell you this, a prophet actually prophesied on me, and she said that when at that time I didn't know, you will be the next Tasha Cobbs of the BVI. So to hear you say that, it's like, wow.
And I'm gonna be like, I was here.
I touched her.
Say it too.
Can you take a snapshot of us?
Oh my God, I feel so good that, you know, we get to highlight, we continue to highlight our locals for all their beautiful talents and versatility. We're just gonna go ahead and segue into
another local highlight. So another local highlight is JD Candies. Yes.
Might I just put that in? VG Massive in the house.
But yes, they are made by JRae Clark.
Okay.
Yes, so she makes fudge and peppermint candies. So that whole local aspect, that culture, and she is a young woman. So she actually got her talent starting from high school. We all have been in home economics, and you really can't be bothered to go to this class.
Food and nut.
But this is where this actually started for her, making these candies. And then, just like Kendra, she put it down for a little while, and then she realized, you know what, just like anybody else, I want these treats on a regular basis, so why don't I make them? So you definitely should check her out for peppermint candies and fudge. Yeah, they are absolutely awesome.
Well, so I wanted to plug in the amaretto fudge. Just
But I mean, I always see her at like events,
like food
where she
fairs.
was set up, right? So are these candies available like in a supermarket or anywhere where we could send persons to go and try it out? Because I do enjoy them. I've some of the events I've been to, her little fudges are there, and you can try them out. But
Well,
where
I
can
do
you
know
find
she's
them?
at local food fairs, so you can catch her there. But you can make orders, so we will put that up on our social media platform, so you can send in your orders and get them right away.
Is the way she packages them is
Yes.
what you know
Yeah,
get
they're
me
very
first,
attractive.
and then when you open,
because
you
know
are
you don't need it.
you're
We all don't
pleased.
need it.
You're
But-
pleased. You know.
Like we just talked about weight, and here we talking about fudge.
On a
That is
sweeter
true.
note,
You need to understand that you have to live. I said healthy
So just a little
lifestyle
bit of
changes.
JD
So if you
yeah.
have one fudge after you've been having a very healthy diet for a whole week, there's
Why not?
nothing's wrong
Nothing's
with
wrong
it.
with
That's
that.
why I
Right?
like. That's why I
You
like
gotta
this
live.
documentary.
all the cheese sandwiches I consumed this morning.
You don't deserve a piece of fudge.
No, I don't do that.
But yeah, but I would love to hear your voice. Do you think you'd be able to bless us a little?
Yeah, I wanted to ask that too, but I was like, would that be doing too
Maybe
much?
a little, yeah, like, you know, something, a little,
something.
little spice, something.
Jesus, you are my strength in the midnight hour, my hope in my darkest hour. Jesus, you are. Jesus, you are my protector in the time of storm, my light when all hope is gone. My Jesus, you are.
Listen, goosebumps. You took me there. I had my eyes closed, and really in my heart was like,
Dr. Shay,
beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you.
we're so glad to have you here.
Glad to
Thank
be
you for
here.
coming.
Thank you for having me.
And on that note, we'll take a short break. We'll be back, guys.
At Horizon Catering, we deliver the highest quality food, innovative presentations, and professional services. We know how important catering is to your event, so we cut no corners to ensure a satisfying and memorable event. We can turn your next event from the ordinary to the extraordinary. For the highest quality food, innovative presentations, and professional services, call Horizon Catering at 284-499-2132 or 499-2142.
Welcome back to On Another Note, and we are here discussing the second part of our topic, life after death. You know, last time that topic was hot. It was heated. Is there heaven? Is there hell? Where are we going? Life after death. But today we want to concentrate on reincarnation.
Yeah.
Adrianna, you don't sound too excited.
No, I'm listening. Like, but I can't respond if I ain't listened first. I got to listen so I could interpret, so I could respond.
All right, reincarnation. You know, people believe that we were here first, and then we come back as somebody else, or a dog, or a cat, or we are here now, and you die, and then you come back as butterflies. What is your take on the whole thing?
If I come back as a butterfly, I wouldn't know. So I don't think I really believe in reincarnation. I don't believe in
What's
it.
the lifespan of a butterfly?
I know, right? You can imagine all of this magnificence.
The thing is, I just
Coming
know
back
that
as
my
an
soul
insect?
doesn't die.
What's wrong with that? I mean, like 2 weeks.
I don't think I come back as a dog or something.
A butterfly. Pretty butterfly.
You know, when you say reincarnation, I think about, for whatever reason, the movie Moana came to my mind. Because, you know, in Moana, especially the grandmother, she said when she died, she coming back as a stingray. And she actually had the big stingray tattooed on her back. She knew for sure. And at the very end of it, you know, the grandma, if you didn't watch Moana, something wrong with you, because I'm just gonna kill it. I'm spoiling the movie for you.
You have easy, so
Yes,
you
so
probably watched it a few times
a
over.
couple of hundreds of times. So the grandmother passes, and along Moana's whole journey, I won't give you all of that, but at the end of the movie, when Moana sees a stingray, she knows that that's grandma. However, whatever, that was like a positive or a light at the end, or you know, the rainbow at the end. But that stingray symbolized all whatever her grandma taught her or told her. So I mean, I don't see anything wrong with maybe you referring that you may come back as something else, but if it's not in your culture, because that was a part of their culture, right?
Yeah.
I guess Polynesian or
I'm not referring to
Hawaiian.
the movie, but I'm just thinking in general.
Yeah,
Right.
different cultures
So our culture
believe
don't
different
really-
things.
Yeah.
We don't really coming back as
Is
something
that
else. It's
cultural
like,
or more, you know, religion?
I think, yeah.
Well, it's-
cultural
they
and
cross,
maybe
they cross.
religious. For example, my mentor, my mom, my everything. She's my guardian angel. We called her B. Her name was Bernice Foy. And because we affectionately called her B her entire life, for me, even after her passing, she passed in 2014, the B, the actual, the insect,
bee, yeah.
is the thing that reminds me of her. So if a single bee is in a room and I am doing something, I always feel as if that is, she's in there. She is with me.
Oh, that's why you told me to
You don't
leave
bother
the bee
it.
alone.
Yeah.
So for me,
I'm sorry.
a lot of things I do, I kind of use the bee as a symbol. Like Briva Derm, I have a little ornamental bee in there, and it represents her. So I don't want to call that reincarnation, but it is how I remember her. And,
Right.
And so maybe some cultures and some religions, you create a symbolism of that individual when they die. You kind of say, you like in the, what you call it, Native American, they have the different animals that something eagle that they come back as. But I feel like the persons who, like the actual person who dies, the people who actually glorify them, they look towards the animal to remembering that person. That's how I look at what people kind of, not just animal things, but whatever you attach the symbol of that person to, I consider that you thinking is reincarnation. But that's the limit to my belief.
For me as well. I don't really think that legitly every, you know, my mother likes to look into people's eyes, and she can tell. They'll tell the children been here before. They have an old soul, or you know, they'll say they look like a relative, an old relative that has passed, and so maybe we'll refer jokingly, not necessarily thinking that seriously that child has been here before or is someone in our bloodline who's been here before. I don't really take it that serious.
But the belief in incarnation is that you don't know, right? So if you come back as something you really don't know.
I can't believe it. That's a stretch for me. That's a stretch for me.
But unfortunately, or fortunately, because you can't judge people. Everybody have their own beliefs. We know the story of Jim Jones. To make a long story short, he was this religious leader, and he had a following. You can correct me if I'm wrong. So they had some kind of ritual where they all kill each other because he told them that they would come back as butterflies or something.
Well, it was a mass suicide and homicide. It wasn't that they just willingly killed each other. I think that they didn't realize what was happening until the children were dying.
Well, they realized just before, but because they used to follow him and they had this belief in this, that they would come back as
that's what he was trying to
So
tell them.
that was the belief system behind it, that you would come back as.
But they didn't really think that after a while until they got injected.
Well, yeah. And
But
then,
I mean, people need to really pick sense out of nonsense. And I think if you're caught up in this one person telling you something and something is really telling you that something is not, it's a little off, you need to follow your gut instinct. I guess he too, and that goes across any religion, regardless if it's Christianity or not. If someone is telling you something that is supposed to be sacred, and for whatever reason it don't make sense, just point blank period, don't go ahead and say, yeah, let's do that, or I'm gonna hold what this religious leader say as gospel, because things change, context change, eras change, and so maybe even with sacrifice, it wasn't way back whenever it was supposed to be a godly thing to sacrifice people or children or things that were alive, the best of the best. And don't try to do that now. You will go to jail. You will go to jail, and something up there is wrong with you because you took what you read.
When it comes to religion, so you can't tell people don't, because
I was just
religion
about
is something
to say.
that people willing to die for.
However,
people willing to be incarcerated for something near and dear to people's heart.
I think when it comes to belief and religion, is a ticklish subject, because what you believe in, you are strong in believing in that, and on the next spectrum, somebody is strong in what they believe in, and they'll watch at what you believe in and be like, how can you believe in that? So you really can't sit here and be like, oh well, pick nonsense, sense out of nonsense. Is a bit deeper than that. We do, like you say, you might think sometimes something must be going on up there, but at the end of the day, I think people, they want to believe in something.
Yes.
I think that's where a lot of people get misled, because then you go into doing things without, not saying you have to question everything, but without putting a rationale behind or logic. Because the next thing is, a lot of the religions don't walk on logic. They don't walk on rationale.
No, they don't.
However, if you get a prophecy that sounds special, it must come from multiple, because people believe that a prophet said this, I must do it.
Yeah.
If God told you that I was supposed to be whatever, and whatever I was supposed to, he would tell me too. What happened to my ears? You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes in religious gatherings, we are so hungry for leadership or that paternal strength that we just listen and don't actually go and search for ourselves. Or you should be given the same message that you're receiving, that you should. You understand what I mean? Like something that should happen to you, God should give me the same message.
Right, and then so when I say things like question it, it's not a form of being disrespectful that I'm questioning it. But if I think that maybe it has a background that I should know, so it would back up if I should happen to go ahead and say to say that this is something that I find interesting, and then somebody asks me why. Just really need to go, well, why? I don't have a clue why. I can't tell somebody it is what it is. Right. I can't tell them don't question God. I can't do that. I don't think that that's fair, because I give even each religion its respectively, they have history, and the history has factual information that I will not disregard. So I will not just say it's in Jesus' hands, because it's a spiritual realm that don't belong to me. No. These things, if the place exists, if Israel existed, if Egypt exists, if the pyramids exist, then maybe these things actually happened, and it wasn't just a bedtime story to teach me some moral story at the end of why I should do certain things in my life. Then maybe I should research if this king, pharaoh, somebody existed. Maybe there's a bloodline. Maybe there was a reason why certain things were passed on generational. I am interested in the historical, where I can give it the respect that it deserves when I go on and speak about it too.
So that raises a good point. So we're now sitting here and talking about heaven, hell, purgatory, life after death. Yeah. So if we had to take a survey here amongst ourselves, are we just going off of religion as something we were taught by our parents or past, or have we actually thought about it, research it, like you said? And is that really our rationale? Have we really thought about the things that we're here talking about as it regards to religion?
Well, I think about it.
Let me just disqualify myself before you
I will allow
I
you,
have
Doctor.
no qualifications in terms of me having a perspective on what's right, what's wrong. But for me, everything that I'm saying is based on my own Christian and God-fearing beliefs. That's for me personally. So
I would say though that there is a difference between the gospel of God, and religion. That sounds like another topic.
But
it sure does.
It sounds like another topic.
It's completely ditto what she said. But it's completely my opinion, and some of it is taught, some of it is research, and some of it is the feeling that Jesus gives me every day that I open these two eyes. I don't have no type of qualifications. I can't justify nor deny.
No, but there is your belief and your faith, and then you don't have qualifications. But then when you believe in the gospel of God, you see things, and then there is the Bible. I am not qualified to say well, but then there is the Bible, and then I will be a hypocrite growing up in church. In seeing, little miracles in my life every day, to disqualify myself and say, no, I will qualify and say that I grew up in church. I will die believing in what I believe in, and I will not disqualify myself, because then I will be a hypocrite in this, disbelieving or not. I would sound like I don't believe in what it is I was taught as a child, as a Christian, that God is real. He lives in all of us, and He created heaven and earth, and only He has the answer to a lot of our questions.
And on that note,
these religious
we're going to go into real appeal. They're so heavy, that's why we tell them, Bertha, I'm like, let me listen first before I jump into it, because I don't want to jump in prematurely, and I want to completely understand your point of view. But today wasn't really this hot, sexy topic.
It wasn't hot, it was heavy.
Thinking heavy. Talking about my life, trying to get it together, Lord. Forgive me. But on our real appeal, we're here again. We're shooting at Harbor View Marina. Look. Can we say how we like this space? Now we're upstairs of, I think this is their ballroom, but it's right now there's nothing really behind of us, because it's available for renting for all types of special occasions, birthdays, functions, parties. Just last year, my wonderful Department of Information and Public Relations, we had our first annual I'm saying it out there for when they see it. Our first annual employee appreciation appreciation dinner / ceremony, and it was amazing. It was gorgeous the way that they decorated up here. So in here is like you can just tailor it to whatever you want it to be, and it's versatile. The back doors can close. It can be enclosed and AC on, or they can be open, and it's just a big open dance floor / patio.
Nice.
It also has a pool downstairs. If you were hearing sometimes throughout of recording, you can hear kids in the background because they have swimming classes there. So if you want to check out the swimming classes, then you got to come here on Saturday mornings and peep and see who you can talk to.
Yeah.
But Harbor View,
what
do you guys think?
The ocean view is what's beautiful for me.
And
it's always
of course, if you missed episode 10, you can go back to that. Episode 10 definitely showed the beauty of Harbor View.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna put it in for our sponsors. Let's plug.
Please.
I want to give it up to Horizon Caterers.
Of course.
For our lovely food that we had, the bread that I was not supposed to have. I'm sorry.
The wheat was good.
The white was good too.
Great.
And all the fruits, the French toast, they continue to have us well fed. Thank you so much. Also, our clothing sponsors, Dual Collection.
I feel
Lady
Vigilante
here. And my Easter outfit's ready to go. And of course, we also have our lovely divas. They know what to do. They put it together. And if you have any other questions, you know where to find Borta, because Borta only know where to find apples. She don't want to give me the deets. I don't know why she keeping it a secret. And this one here in her mustard, she don't want to give me the deets either. I don't know why. What's the secret? But thank you all for tuning in and listening to us talk about all the topics you want to hear, topics maybe you don't want to hear. We're still going to talk about them, and we want to engage you. So be sure to like our Facebook page. On another note, OANTalk. We're also on Instagram and YouTube. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. April, we're missing you. Like, what's going on? You got a belly?
Angel
had to go to you got a belly too?
I don't understand. We don't feel the love. Anyway, carry on.
But we'll be back another time, another place, on another note.
Yeah.
Bye.